You know, I gotta be honest, I loved this mid-living travel trailer under 6,000 pounds until this happened. That did not feel good. This is a problem. Gotta be honest, you see, we have our 3-burner cooktop right here in this beautiful kitchen. This is the 2024 Cougar 22 MLS, and it's a great floor plan. I love it. There's a lot to love about it. Not only does it get me once, it got me twice as I tried to reenact it. But what had happened is you have a 3-burner cooktop with the glass cover. I went to grab that and I smashed my head. This is tough for cooking. I'm 6 foot tall, to give you frame of reference. This is hard. Like, this is not my favorite. Everything else I love about it, but I don't know, maybe I put like a piece of foam up there, which is gonna look awful. I don't know what the solution is. I don't know, you know, I understand you have to have space here, but this is just really low. This is just not in a good spot. That is not my favorite. Everything else about it, let's take a look. We'll kind of start back here in the kitchen. It's already back here. I'll walk you through it. I'll let you make your own decisions. You know, maybe you're a little bit shorter and this thing is like everything it should be for everyone else. But at 6 foot tall, this is an issue. So the rest of the kitchen though, microwave up top, you have the hood, as I mentioned, that 3-burner cooktop. You do get some good countertop space if you can get down here and use it. You do have good space right over there. Whoops, I'm throwing stuff. I guess I'm angry. Over to the side is an electrical outlet. The main thing though is the fact that it is inverted, so, or rather prepped for inversion. So if you do get the inverter for it, or if you upgrade from the 220 Solar Flex to the 440, that'll come with the inverter, so that way you don't have to have shore power. You can basically just run that pretty much everywhere. 4 drawers, good sized drawers here. I mean, not super deep, but they're nice and wide, which I like. And again, for being a small kitchen, that's actually really good storage. And you get even more right back here. Now this I can work with, right? There's no slide to smash my head on. I'm all for this. Love, love, love. Great storage up there. Excellent countertop space, where I'll be doing most of my chopping and prep work right over here, doing my dishes, whatever it may be, and I have an awesome view out the back that I get to enjoy the whole time. This part I really do enjoy. High-rise faucet, pull-down sprayer there as well. And you can see it comes with a drying rack. It also has the cutting board. Thermoformed countertops, which is definitely an upgrade over your standard T-mold. And similar to solid surface, it lets you undermount the sink, which obviously is what they have done here. It gives a much nicer and cleaner look. Underneath, I do just kind of want to, actually haven't opened it yet, to check that storage out. So on the right, that's pretty good. You have pots and pans. Obviously, we have our fuse panel and everything right over here. And on the left, they left enough room for a trash can. So again, I definitely give them points and credit there. I think that is an absolute win. That slide. All right, let's come on into the bathroom. So you can see you have a sliding door, and this was a smart move. In a smaller bathroom like this, I think this is the only way to do it. You don't want something swinging out, especially into the kitchen. That's definitely a no-go. Space-wise, again, at 210 pounds, 6 foot, it's actually pretty comfortable. It's actually not bad at all. You have a cutout here, otherwise it would be really cramped. So yeah, that was a smart move there. More storage there, more under here. And again, same thermoformed countertop so you can undermount the sink. This was a good move. They put a window in here. I think that was smart, again, to bring in some of that natural light. And you have kind of double storage up here. Whoops, don't do that. You kind of have double storage up here, which is nice, plus the towel bar, so you have a place to hang the towels. Your fart fan right up top there, and the shower over to the side. I'll take a step in here for you, because despite hitting my head on the slide out, the rest of the ceiling is fine. Like this is great. 6 foot tall, I can fully stand in here, even without the skylight, have a hand wand, nice, up high. Like, the shower is fantastic. Not mad with the shower at all. Of course, you have the glass door on there too. Yeah. How tall are you, Aaron?
5'8".
Yeah, see, so you can't see, Aaron's head is under, there it is. Hi, Aaron, see, at 5'8", this thing is perfect. If you're 5'8", I'm telling you, this is the floor plan for a lighter weight travel trailer. Right over to the side, let's open this up. You have pantry space, boom. Love that, gotta love the storage. TV. So the TV is in a smart place because that's directly across from the theater seating. When you're talking about a great lighter weight couples coach, again, that under 6,000 pound mark, you can see that you have theater seats right from the TV. Like, yeah, Love what they have done. You have the super, fancy blue lights that RV manufacturers love to put in. I could do without them. I do like the bottom. I wish that would have been like the white light in here, but whatever. Getting very nitpicky now. USB ports in there. It is heated massage feature as well. And as I think I mentioned, these do recline. Pull it up like so. This is a slight problem, and I noticed this with all the Cougar furniture. It's not bad, right? But for the 2024s, this is what's happening is when I pull this, my legs don't want to stay up. I kind of have to like push back. Well, don't do that. But now I'm there, right? But if I'm sitting here, the weight of my legs is too much to comfortably hold it. Not again, like it's not. I don't know. I'm not saying it's a deal breaker. Maybe if you're not 6 foot, it's not a problem. Aaron at 5'8", maybe it wouldn't be a problem. Maybe he would be just fine. Maybe it's just the center of gravity and where it's pushing on it. It's too much of like a lever and it's pushing it down. I don't know. But that one bugs me just slightly. Over here is the dinette. This is great. Campsite dinette. Huge win right here. You can see access to the window so you can see outside. Roller shades too, which, the roller shades definitely are better than like your paper blinds or anything like that. And that obviously, as I mentioned, is right below the TV. This does drop down into a bed. While it doesn't necessarily have legs, you do have a bar that kind of runs through there. So, on the inside, it may be a slight issue. You know what, tell you what, we're gonna test it. I'm not gonna speculate. Let's just slide in here, see what we got. Oh no, that's not bad. Hey. 6 foot tall Ian Baker is doing just fine in this table. This one passes, no issues there. But again, it is a pretty big dinette. I mean, you can easily sit 4 people here. Big fan of that. Right up front, man, that's a huge bed. Love that. King size bed. So in a travel trailer this size, it's not something you expect to have a king bed. That's one of the big selling points of this one. And you will also see that you have electrical outlets, USB ports, everything you need up front, and the windshield. That's really, in my opinion, kind of what sells this front half. It just makes it seem so much bigger and open because of that windshield. You do have a vent right up top. More importantly, on a hot day like today, you get the AC. Now let's talk real quick before we head outside about a few of the things that I do really, really love about Cougar, Keystone in general, some of the things they have that are exclusive to them, because this is one of them, right? This Coleman Mach system, not that the AC itself, but the fact that this is a Blade Pure AC system with a residential filter. Right, so rather than having like your thin little gray one that you have to wash and rinse and squeeze, and it feels like it's not doing anything because it barely is. That's not the case here. That is a true residential filter, just like you would put in your furnace at home, just a little bit smaller. So you know that one is actually working. On top of that, it is the Blade AC system, so you're getting 360 degrees of cooling rather than just like a single direction, which is way more effective at cooling down an RV. Obviously, I'm sweating inside here because I can't have it on because it ruins audio, and it's truly a shame on a hot day like today, but the Blade AC system does work very well, and the way they designed it, not only does it put out more cool air, it also is quieter. It's like 30% quieter than your standard AC, and they use the thermoplastic duct joiners, so your duct work isn't coming apart. Everyone else just uses tape. I'm telling you, big things right there. Hyperdeck flooring, that's great too, lightweight. Let's talk quickly about the in-command system. I'm usually not a fan of touchscreen systems. I generally just like actual just tactile buttons, but honestly, out of all of them, the in-command, especially the one that Cougar uses here this generation, is probably the best. I mean, stuff just works, right? Like you touch it, it's just easy to use, which I like. Slight delay, but so much better than all the rest. The other thing I like about it too is if we click on the HVAC, would love to turn this on. You can see it's currently 86 degrees. It is not too chilly, but what you can do is it's programmable, right? You can start it, you can stop it. And you can actually connect to this if you have like Wi-Fi at the campground, or you have like the LTE that you can get equipped with it. You can connect this system to that, and you can be pretty much anywhere. And as long as you have internet for both your phone and this, you can control your RV. You can put slides out, you can set the AC, so that way when you get there, it's nice and cool, all sorts of cool stuff. Last thing I do want to touch on before we head outside, and this again is a huge win for me, is the fact they have a place for shoe storage. That's something a lot of manufacturers just lack. I love that I can come in, throw my shoes there, that way they're not crowding up this space. All right, I've sweated enough in here, let's head out. let's talk a little bit about the outside because it's going to be a lot more positive. I honestly don't have anything bad to say about the exterior of a Cougar. So let's talk about some of the great features that do come with it. Power tongue jack. Obvious why that is useful. Right behind that are two 30-pound propane tanks rather than your standard 20s. That's what you would get, especially on something this size. Love the fact that they moved it up to 30s because that means if you are out camping, you can camp longer. Plus, if you're camping in cold weather, which this one can do, you'll certainly be going through more propane, so the bigger tanks are awesome. Behind that, you'll see rails for your battery as well as the 12-volt distribution box. That does have a battery disconnect built in. That way you can just flip that and kill all power so it's not draining down your batteries. You have the little leash latch here, so if you have a dog that you bring with you, your little fur baby, you can hook him or her up right there and you will be all set. They can, kind of go underneath the trailer like dogs generally do because it's nice and cool on a hot day, but it's great that that is built in. Coming around to the side, slam latch baggage doors. Man, look at that. It works. I know that seems silly, but the reason it works, folks, is because of these systems they use. This is a big, heavy-duty latch. It has metal components, not plastic, and it does what it's supposed to. It slams shut. You'll also see they use magnetic catches, which are a heck of a lot better than the plastic ones. They're not going to break or come down. Definitely big fan there. And as we take a look at the pass-through storage, man, oh man, it is well lit. It is big. It is open. It is a much smaller drawer on the other side, I will say that. But again, how often do you get things over there? Not too terribly often. This is generally where you're grabbing things, and it is a very large door. So you can fit all your grills, your chairs, everything else right in here. A couple other things of note I do want to mention. One is the fact that this has your tire prep monitoring system, or TPMS prep. So if you do want that, it is easy to have that installed. This is kind of the brain box for that in-command system we saw inside. And what I like about this is it gives you redundancy. If your slide fails on you, you can go right here. If you take this cover off, there's actually a button you can run the slide in. And in the rare event that for whatever reason that doesn't work either, you can still attach a drill to the bit and move it in manually as well. Last thing I want to touch on before we move back a little bit further is all the way on the other side, you will see the 30 amp solar controller because this one does have the Solar Flex Protect, which is 220 watts of solar plus that 30 amp controller, and it has its own its own solar disconnect. That is important because unlike most other manufacturers out there, with this one, you can turn off your main disconnect. You can leave that one on, and what that does is it allows you to draw in that power of the sun without anything coming out. Pretty much every other manufacturer out there, you have to have your main disconnect on, which means power's coming in, but inevitably it's still draining out due to just natural things running. That's just how it works. Here is kind of a nice little sheet of the breakdown of the Solar Flex. Not that I'm going to get too far into it, but you can see, they have the 220s. This is new for 2024, by the way. They changed everything. Instead of it starting at 200 watts, it starts at 220. And basically they have, you're adding a panel every time you go up, as well as the 440i. The I is for inverter. The 660IL. Now you're getting inverter and lithium batteries. And you can start one AC because it comes with a soft start AC, which is awesome. Then you go all the way down to the big boy, and holy smokes, man, that thing is basically making pretty much any travel trailer or fifth wheel self-sufficient. That is a huge package. Coming back a little bit further, you can see these solid steps, makes it nice and easy to get into the RV. Plus, you have the foldable grab handle right there, just a little bit of extra control. Yeah, the power awning up top. I do like the size of the awning. It covers pretty much the entire side of the trailer. And because we don't have any slides on the camp space, that makes all this super usable space, which I really enjoy. A couple outside speakers there as well. And if you want TV hookup, you have a spot for that to hook up. I do want to talk really quickly just about the climate guard. As I mentioned, this one is capable of camping in colder climates for a few reasons. One, it's going to be great insulation. Also because your valve bodies are insulated. You have it insulated, enclosed, and heated underbelly, and you have 12-volt heat pads on your tanks to help prevent those from freezing as well. Bear in mind, if you're in negative 30-degree weather and you don't skirt it, things are still going to happen, right? Like I'm not saying it's not going to freeze. It's just less likely than a lot of other brands that are out there. Coming around to the back, a few things. You'll see your spare tire with the cover is right back here with the square tubular bumper. That does give you a spot in which you can kind of store your sewer hose. You'll also notice the rear-mounted ladder, so you can can climb up onto the fully walkable roof, and right up there is backup camera prep, just because this is a pretty decent size RV. Sometimes it is nice to have that. And then on your off-camp side, you will have the tankless water heater as well as the docking station for all of your water hookups. Honestly, folks, overall, even with the slide issues, the 2024 Cougar 22 MLS is a great travel trailer. It's under 6,000 pounds. It's super roomy for the size. You get a king bed. Definitely one you don't want to miss. You want to come and take a look at. If you're curious about price or possible availability near you, so maybe you can see it in person, I will leave a link in the description. You can click on that and it will show you the ones closest to you and how much they are. As always, folks, thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and until next time, we'll see ya.